Chairperson, Director General, distinguished delegates, civil society colleagues. Given the diversity of chemical facilities around the world, a diversity which encompasses size of plants, range of product manufacturer or store, and plant capacity, there is an urgent need to ensure these facilities are not attacked, either before or during any outbreak of hostilities. Globally, many chemical facilities exist for the manufacture, storage, or distribution of chemicals for peaceful purpose. This industry presents unique challenges for ensuring the safety of the plant, the workers on site, and any civilian in the neighborhood should any inadvertent release of chemicals occur. Security and safety issues are paramount for the chemical industry and require details on-site and off-site plans to obviate any unwanted release of chemicals. But should this occur, the plans are needed to mitigate the effects of any such release. As a matter of course, chemical plants should all have these plans which detail the product stored or made on site and their quantity. And this information should be shared with local and national authorities, including those responsible for air, ground, and water quality, as well as the local fire brigade services. Chemical industry, including all those outlets where chemicals are stored for producing or simply retail, should, as a matter of course, be required to have detailed safety and security procedures for the sites and to work with government and other industry partners or even competitors to ensure employees and people that we sure that these people are not at risk from either the deliberate or inadvertent release of chemicals. Regrettably, the evidence suggests that safety and security of chemical facility varies markedly, with many not safe and secure, and in consequence, presenting unwanted risks to those on and off site. Evidence suggests attacks on chemical facilities in the Palestinian territories by Israeli forces and of an attack of a nitric acid storage facility in Ukraine by Russian forces in the current war in Ukraine. These incidents require confirmation or refutation. Any attack on chemical facilities is taken like a chemical warfare by default and must be investigated as a matter of urgency. The government of the area affected and any occupying military forces must be required to grant permission for an investigation by the OPCW. Indeed, it should be part of the OPCW's remit to carry out such an investigation, and we will call on and all state parties to make in a part of the organization mandate that is investigate attacks of chemical facilities, that it publish its finding, and that those found guilty of the attack should be either suitable of penalties. Any report of the OPCW on attacks on chemical facilities should automatically be transmitted to the UN Security Council for debate and decisions. Chemical facilities and targets, and the chemical facilities are targets, and they represent a great threat for the human life, since they are likely to cause mass casualties if they are attacked. The evidence from chemical attacks on the Kurdish community by Iraqi forces in 1988 and the attacks on Syrian civilians with the nerve gas sarin in Ghouta by the pro-Assad forces in 2013 makes it clear that 1,000 people may be at risk and die when chemicals are released on a large scale. Everything must be done, therefore, to prevent either the deliberate or inadvertent release of chemicals or attack by such. We call on the OPCW to work with national governments and chemical industry through its relevant association as manufacturers, distributors, or traders to ensure that any site which houses chemicals for manufacture, storage, or sales has a robust safety and security policy in place. All such chemical facilities should be required by national laws to have an up-to-date inventory and all chemicals on site which they share with appropriate authorities and the local fire brigade. It will also be a good practice for the chemical industry to ensure that its plants, distribution, and retail facilities are not located near centers of population, and we will encourage the OPCW to communicate this view. The OPCW should advise state parties to work together with chemical facilities owners to reduce the vulnerability of chemical plants to any form of attack or sabotage. New chemical facilities should build away from human settlement to avoid any casualty in case of an accident or an attack of the facility. Existing facilities should undergo regular, at least annually, chemical security susceptibility assessment, and all should have chemical release mitigation measures in the place, tested for effectiveness and applicability. The OPCW thus encourage state parties to develop robust chemical security policies, plans and producers, self-assessment, and audit methodologies, as well as train staff in conducting chemical facility security assessment. This process must be continued as well as kept out under constant review, as it is a major part of the prevention of chemical weapons manufacture.